Coming up on the show, a former Summit League basketball star back from overseas and getting a shot in the NBA with the defending world champions. Denver men's soccer keeps climbing in the national rankings. The Pioneers are still unbeaten this season. And a Summit League cross-country runner with a passion for fashion. She is a student-athlete entrepreneur at the University of South Dakota. Hello and welcome to Inside the Summit League. We are halfway through the regular season in volleyball right now. Everybody still in contention. Denver and IUPUI are still at the top of the standings, but both got beat over the weekend, while South Dakota goes 2-0, and South Dakota State has now won 2 in a row to end a long losing streak. South Dakota State had lost 16 matches in a row going into their showdown against South Dakota. The Jacks had lost 20 straight in the Summit League in the last year and a half, but they start fast and they stay hot against the Coyotes. Michaela Hora with 11 kills and 11 digs, and South Dakota State wins the first set 25-22. Casey Herman with an ace serve to finish off the second set. Jacks win that one 25-21. And then State gets the sweep. Coyotes hit it out on the final point, and a happy pack of Jackrabbits. First sweep at home against South Dakota since 2001, and the first league win for SDSU since 2013.
We've been getting better. We've been competing. It was only a matter of time before we did pull one out. I think the difference is we'd been here a few times, maybe not in the exact fashion, but we'd been competing, we'd learned, and so, that's part of that, teaching them how to win, and we definitely showed and pulled it through tonight.
South Dakota bounces back, though, with a 4-set win at home over IUPUI on Friday. Brittany Jessen, 58 assists for the Coyotes. Audrey Reed with 19 kills for USD. The Coyotes hit at .322, and that is their best hitting percentage of the Summit League season so far. And South Dakota over IUPUI 3-1. South Dakota State, meanwhile, keeps it rolling at Western Illinois on Friday. Peyton Crosser with 21 kills for Western, and the Leathernecks win the first set 25-23. But SDSU with a couple of outstanding hitting performances from Ashley Beener and Michaela Hora. Beener, 20 kills and 30 attacks, just one error. She hits at .633 for the match. Michaela Hora with 25 kills, hits at .413, and the Jackrabbits well over 300 hitting as a team. Madison Munger with a season-high 60 assists in just 4 sets, and SDSU with back-to-back wins after taking down Western Illinois 3-1. Good road win there. Speaking of good road wins, Fort Wayne at Omaha on Friday. Mavericks win the first set. Kelly Wallach with 19 kills for Omaha in the match. But the Mastodons come back, a block by Monica Hall, and Fort Wayne takes the second set 26-24. They split the next 2 sets, go to the fifth. IPFW gets out to a 10-2 lead, and then Summer Johnson with kills on the final 2 points. Fort Wayne goes into Omaha and comes away with a 5-set win. Last match of the night on Friday was league leader Denver at home against Oral Roberts, and the Pioneers win the first set 25-14, and then lots of extra action in this one. Denver wins the second set 31-29. Oral Roberts wins the third set 32-30, and then Denver puts it away in conventional fashion in the fourth set 25-21. Laura Milosh, Player of the Week alert with 22 kills for Oral Roberts. Cassie Baird with 12 kills for Denver, and the Pioneers go through the first half of the Summit League schedule with a 7-1 record. IUPUI right behind them at 6-2. The Jaguars come back after that loss at South Dakota, and IUPUI gets a win at Omaha on Saturday. Corey Walbrecht with 14 kills for IUPUI. Kelly Wachtel with 11, and the Jaguars make short work of this one, a 3-set sweep of the Mavericks. Same thing at South Dakota on Saturday. Coyotes cruise to a 3-set win over IPFW in just over an hour on the court. Kelsey Biltoff for the Coyotes, 7 kills, no errors, and USD as a team hits .321 for the match. Haley Dotseth with 10 kills. And USD wins 25-12, 25-20, 25-16. And the Coyotes get a little mojo back after that loss at South Dakota State earlier in the week.
And it was about 180 degree change from the way we played, and I'm glad that we were able to kind of dig deep and make that change as quick as we did. And IUPUI is a great team. I mean, they still challenged us and made us earn a lot of our points, but we took that challenge on, and I thought we did a very good job of earning each of one of our game wins.
And on Sunday, only match of the week for North Dakota State, and the Bison make the most of it against Denver. Great match, though, for Denver's Sarah Schmid. She hits .533 with 18 kills, and the Pioneers push the Bison to 5 sets on NDSU's home floor. But the Emilys get it done for North Dakota State. Emily Minnick with 19 kills. She hits over 400 for the match. Emily Myron with 17 kills. She hits over 400. Jenny Fastbender adds 16 kills. Michaela Purnell with 25 digs. And North Dakota State knocks off Denver 3-2.
I think it's a big win no matter where we were. I mean, against a team like Denver, and being at home and taking advantage of that in the 5th set, I think is huge. So I think it's a pretty big win. Still only counts as 1 win in the Summit League, so we still got some work to do.
Well, Bison are right in the middle of the standings right now at 4-4 in Summit League play. Here are the players of the week, and you saw those 58 assists for Brittany Jessen at USD as the Coyotes win twice. Jessen now has 5 matches with at least 50 assists this year. She is second in the league with 10.56 assists per set. Laura Milosh at Oral Roberts has been Player of the Week 3 times already this season. She had 22 kills against Denver, 26 at Western Illinois, and she is in the top 5 in the nation right now with 5.03 kills per set. And Kelsey Biltoft at South Dakota earns the defensive honors this week. First time for her. She had a season-high 8 blocks in USD's win over IUPUI. Well, we got men's soccer coming up next, and a former Summit League star signs on with the best team in the National Basketball Association.
Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Grand Falls Casino and Golf Resort, Dakota Land Honda, and South Dakota Corn. Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, and the Sioux Falls Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Now to men's soccer, and Denver's up another notch this week in the National Coaches Poll. The Pioneers jump ahead of Notre Dame up to number 7 in the nation. Now, the only other team besides Denver in the top 25 without a loss right now is number 1 rated Creighton. And the Pioneers have one of the players of the week again this week. Reagan Dunk is a junior from Dallas, Texas, and the Denver defender had an assist on the game-winning goal in Denver's win over Omaha. And back-to-back Offensive Player of the Week honors now for Drew Whalen at Western Illinois. He had a hat trick against Eastern Illinois, and those 3 goals put him in the league lead right now with 9 goals, and he's also got 21 points on this season. Here is the video proof of performance in men's football in the soccer highlights. Well, here's the hat trick by Drew Whalen against Eastern Illinois. He gets that in the 27th minute to start the scoring. He gets another one a couple of minutes later, but they call him offside, so they come back with this, a nifty little header off a great chip assist from Diego Lopez for the second goal, and then Whalen gets another off a big mess out in front of the net in the second half. Western Illinois does some Whalen on Eastern Illinois, 6-0. IUPUI picks up his first Summit League victory. Give and go and sprint by Clint Hoffer for his 5th goal of the season. The Jags beat IPFW 3-1. And you can just see it. Here is the Denver goal by Karsten Hanlon in double overtime to beat Omaha 1-0. Denver's home unbeaten streak is now 26 matches. Well, one big basketball note before the break. The defending NBA champion Golden State Warriors have signed former Denver star Chris Udofia to a free agent contract. Udofia played professional ball in Israel last season after a stellar 4-year career at Denver. The 6'6" forward is the all-time leader in block shots at Denver. He was the Summit League Defensive Player of the Year in 2014. And the Warriors are looking for some help at the swing forward spot. Udofia just might fit the bill, and he will most likely start the season in the Warriors D-League team in Santa Cruz, California. On to women's soccer next. The league leaders got at each other in Brookings over the weekend, and the Jacks and the Bison end up in a result. Coming up next.
Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Grand Falls Casino and Golf Resort, Dakota Land Honda, and South Dakota Corn. Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and the Sioux Falls Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Now to women's soccer, and we are 58% through the regular season, exactly, and still some time to make some moves. Oral Roberts moved up this week with a pair of wins, while North Dakota State and South Dakota State stay unbeaten, even though they played each other. Well, the showdown between the 4-0 Bison and the 3-0 Jackrabbits turned into an epic defensive struggle. 5 shots on goal for NDSU, 5 saves for SDSU keeper Nicole Inskeep. 4 shots on goal for SDSU, 4 saves for NDSU keeper Sierra Bonham. SDSU actually had a penalty kick, but the Jackrabbits miss on that one. They go the distance, and it ends in the first scoreless double overtime draw in the Summit League season. Elsewhere, Oral Roberts makes the big move of the week with 2 wins on the road. A 3-1 victory at IUPUI on Friday as Kayla Keller nets her 6th goal of the season. And the Eagles follow that up with a 1-0 win at Fort Wayne on Sunday. Omaha splits 2 games at home. The Mavs beat Western Illinois on Friday. This is a nifty little goal. Hannah Wampler to Courtney Neville. Chelsea Roloff also with 2 goals as Omaha wins 3-1. And IUPUI with a 3-1 win at Western Illinois on Sunday. Chrissy Kirchhoff with back-to-back second-half goals for the Jaguars. Players of the week this week in women's soccer. Chrissy Kirchhoff earns it on offense for the second time this season. She is a sophomore from Indianapolis, had the equalizer and the winner against Western Illinois. Kirchhoff is just the 4th player now in IUPUI history to score at least 10 goals in a season. She's got 10 right now. And the innkeeper at South Dakota State is the defensive player of the week. Junior from Ankeny, Iowa, with back-to-back shutouts. Inskeep leads the league right now in save percentage and goals against average. Well, up next, a runner at South Dakota who will have to ask herself for time off next week to run in the Summer League Cross Country Championships. We will meet an entrepreneurial athlete coming up.
Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Grand Falls Casino and Golf Resort, Dakota Land Honda, and South Dakota Corn. Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and the Sioux Falls Convention and Visitors Bureau.
The Summer League Cross Country Championships are coming up next Friday on Halloween Day. They'll run them in Brookings. Most runners probably won't have to ask off from work for this, but Carly Holstrom will, and she'll get the time off because it's a big deal, obviously, and because she is the boss at the boutique that she helped bring to Vermilion. Last summer, between her junior and senior years at the University of South Dakota, Carly Holstrom was working for a former USD cheerleader as an assistant wedding photographer.
When I started that summer, she had a waiting room in her studio, which is in downtown Sioux Falls, and it was kind of a lot of wasted space because half of the studio is good for pictures and then the other half is doesn't have a lot of light. And so she had a couple people from the community selling things, and we wanted to figure out how to kind of like amp that up or make use of that space more. And so that's when we came up with the idea for the boutique.
Well, sales success in the boutique led to another idea. Why drive 50 miles from Vermilion to Sioux Falls to go to work? Why not bring the boutique to a college town, and even better, your college town?
So looking around, we decided on Vermilion, since I go to school here, it's my senior year, and it'd be easier for us to run it down here while I'm going to school. Like last school year, I was going up to Sioux Falls every weekend to work or do weddings or work at the boutique. And so, yeah, that's how it came to Vermilion.
Holstrom is a double major at South Dakota. One of those areas of study is strategic communication, which emphasizes advertising and marketing. Sophia Rose is giving her some real-life opportunities to put that education in action.
My coursework in the StratComm department has influenced how I communicate with consumers, like how I've helped Karen develop this brand and taught me a lot of different techniques on how to market our store and how to get the word out to the community.
Between school and cross country and being a boutique manager, Holstrom has a lot to keep track of, but she's making the most of being an athlete and an entrepreneur.
Before the boutique opened, I was a little nervous on how it was going to go, balancing running and school and managing the boutique. But we have a really awesome staff, and Karen comes down as much as she can to help us out, and so it hasn't been too crazy. It's a lot of fun. I mean, this store is like doing what I love, like picking out clothes and working with people. So it's been a good balance. We're really happy to be in Vermilion. We're overwhelmed with the community support and with the university support. Our events have been going really well, and I think that we're finding that Vermilion was a really good choice for us.
Holstrom says the University of South Dakota was a good choice for her as well, and she is proud to be part of an outstanding cross-country team as her college career comes to a close.
This year, being my senior year, it's crazy how fast it's flown by, but I think that we're the strongest team that I've seen in my 4 years. For me, my last race I PR'd, so I was really excited about that, and I haven't seen a PR in a while, so that was exciting. I think our team has a really good, we're really close-knit, and Fitz is really supportive, and I think that that has really helped our team grow and rise up to this next level of competition that we're at.
Well, the Coyote women are the defending champions, and they're the favorites to win it again because they have everybody back, including Amber Eichhorn, who is the Summit League Athlete of the Week. She ran a personal best at the Bradley Pink Classic over the weekend. Eichhorn and Aaron Teschuk will be two to watch in the the individual title coming up at the Summit League Championships. Trent Lusignan of South Dakota State will be a contender in the men's race. He just turned in the best time for a Summit League runner at the Wisconsin Adidas Invitational. He finished 20th out of 244 competitors there. Well, up next, new arenas and high-profile sports teams and the athletic experience. Do they make a difference when it comes to attracting students to your school? We will use Omaha as an example when we come back.
Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Grand Falls Casino and Golf Resort, Dakota Land Honda, and South Dakota Corn. Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and the Sioux Falls Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Welcome back. Well, does having a good athletic program go hand in hand with whether or not kids want to go to your school? Does it attract new students? Do nice new athletic facilities do more for your school than give the teams a nice fancy place to play in? Well, Omaha just held a grand opening at Baxter Arena. It's their new hockey and basketball and volleyball arena, and the new building is another step forward in the new era in athletics for one of the newest Summit League schools.
Having a facility that we can call home. The hockey team, basketball teams, volleyball, just going to be so critical and helps in recruiting, obviously, but it's beyond just athletics. It's our entire campus. We've never had an athletic facility of that sort of stature that we have all branded out. All the high school graduations are happening there. I mean, it's just a great chance to continue to grow enrollment, get our alumni involved, and it's, I think, one of the greatest things ever happened to UNO, and our campus is really excited. Not just the athletic department, Chancellor Christensen and everybody. It's really fun stuff.
But the question is, does all of that fun stuff lead to more students, not just athletes, but students, wanting to go to school at UNO? It's hard to quantify, but the answer seems to be yes, it does make a difference.
The incoming freshman class at UNO is the largest in our history. It's up 8.6% at UNO. UNL's incoming freshman class was down slightly, and UNK's was down almost 6%. So the fact of the matter is, I think they are interrelated. I think, athletic success and an elevated brand and good facilities, and where students feel like they're part of it. Our students got really involved in our hockey program and our basketball programs, and yet we were still asking them to drive all over Omaha. I mean, what's going to be so great now is to have kids walk out of their dorm, walk through the village, get a piece of pizza, and come to the game. I mean, that's kind of experience we had in college, likely, right? I mean, that's what part of being a college student is.
Alberts is always keenly aware of the student experience at his school and how academics and athletics and enrollment and community support all go hand in hand. And since it joined the Nebraska University system in 1968, Omaha has transformed from a small commuter school to a full-fledged university of almost 16,000 students. And while the Maverick sports programs, even without football, are certainly not the only reason, they are definitely a reason for ongoing growth at the university.
And I'm not trying to paint a picture that the athletic department is responsible for all that. What I'm saying is an integrated athletic department that's serving what is in the best interest in the mission of the academic side within the framework of what's in the best interest of Omaha is what works, and that's what we've been trying to do. And we've got great unity on campus, and that's been a lot of fun, and we didn't always have that. It was pretty challenging in 2009. So yes, some tough decisions that weren't fun, and I'd never ever want to do it again. But I think at the end of the day, UNO's been able to move forward as a result, and I feel good about that.
Well, they ended football and wrestling and added soccer and other urban attractions about 5 years ago, and the athletic department is in good shape now under Trev Alberts. The new arena is ready. The Mavericks can play for the postseason this year, and we wish them the best. Thanks again to Trev Alberts and all of our Summit League shooters. We'll see you next week on Inside the Summit League.